Okay, so this video is going to come out much later, but I'm recording this on day one of Vlogmas. And the only reason why it's going to come out a lot later is because I don't want to spoil the surprise. So this will be the actual Christmas vlog. I found a photo of my mom in the 8th grade. I'm in downtown Nashville Public Library, and this is something that I wanted to gift her for Christmas. My mom literally cries about not having any photos of herself as a younger woman, like adolescence up through teenage years. Basically not until she reached adult years where she was able to take photos of herself. And like even in her adult years, she wasn't big on photos. All of that changed recently in like the past maybe 10 years. She needs to document herself in history, because what if something happens and we won't have any photos of her? And that was something I kept stressing to her. And I mean, she likes taking photos now, but it's been a process. But today I set out to just enjoy my mom. Like I said, it's day one of Vlogmas, but this is going to get published at a much later time. But also I set out to finalize this Christmas gift. I'm getting everybody one thing that I want them to have. And I'm one that's big on getting things that are meaningful and that they can take into the new year, not just play with for a moment or enjoy for a moment and then it's over with. And that's it. And I don't believe in spending a ton of money, because it really doesn't equate to the best of gifts if it's not something someone really wants. And so this has been something I've been planning for a while. And so I came down to the library's archive. I actually called them beforehand to see if they had old yearbooks from the schools that I know she attended and in those time frames. And they were able to track down actually more than just a photo of my mom, but also some of my other relatives. I have photos of them, and it's so cool to see all of them in their youth. Well, many of them in their youth. I definitely will come back and try to find some of the older ones. But yeah, I set out to just find one photo of my mom in her youth. And I did, and I just praised God for the moment and the blessing, because it really meant a lot. Just stumbling across her face in the yearbook and just beaming with excitement. I was completely overjoyed. I had to share with the librarians that, yo, this is like a full circle moment for me as someone who really appreciates genealogy and tracking where I'm from and where I get certain features from, and just understanding history and documenting it. That plays a huge role in knowing who you are as a person. And it's no secret that as African Americans in America, much of our history has been lost. And so it is with great intention that I set out to pave any way that I can in making it less hard for future generations in our family to know who they are and document these moments. And so I want to bring y'all along in that. Mommy, I love you. I know you're going to cry when you see this, but this was a planned thing for quite some time now. So I just spent like the last maybe hour and a half in there going through several yearbooks. I mean, I was on the hunt for it, and I found it. And I was able to find some of her closest friends in these books too. So I'm going to package this in possibly an envelope. And I have the year on there and what grade she was in. And I was able to find like her favorite all-time teacher ever, like a photo of her. And it just warmed my heart to see like the descriptions match all of the stories I've been told about Miss Hollins. And so she's going to be greatly surprised and ecstatic to see her face again, because I know that's something she's brought up through the years, is like wondering where she was and wanting to see her again. And so hopefully this photo provides her that moment of bliss. Yeah, so I hope y'all are gifting things that are meaningful and that are really touching people. Even if it came with a price tag, you know, that's fine. If it's something you know a person will enjoy. It's just about creating memories. And another part I'll touch on before I sum this insert up. It was important for me to make this happen while we're both here in this space of life. You know, like we're both on this side of life. So often we start to find things out about our history and the other party is long gone. This is a moment that I'm able to sit and experience with my mom and also my brother, because we both never seen my mom this young before. I'm not going to cry on here, but having all of us here, it's a moment to rejoice in. And I can't wait until December 25th when she opens up this package and sees herself and so many others and have just a moment of memories that she's longed for quite some time. And we're all here to share that. It's kind of like the solar eclipse, you know. Even if we never see another solar eclipse, all of us was here to experience that together. And so having a piece of history and being on this side of life to experience it really means a lot. I'm really looking forward to the 25th coming a lot sooner now, because I have to hold this out as a secret, having seen her. And so I know that this is going to come up again, because she brings it up often, like, man, I don't have any photos of myself. And she's teary-eyed about that, and she actually cries about it. And I have to sit there with a straight face, having seen her in her youth, and it is pretty awesome. So yeah. All right, let's get back to Vlogmas. Okay, let's get back to Vlogmas. This insert has went a little bit too long, but yeah. Comment down below if you have a story, a genealogy story of some sort you'd like to share. So I'm outside here picking up the Christmas present. I had the librarian from Glengarry Elementary to find these yearbooks. I will be returning them. Appreciate you for helping me. Shout outs to Laura at Glengarry Elementary. I'm hoping I can find something in here. This will make a dream come true. You just don't know how much it means. Thank you. Oh, all right. So I'm out here at Centennial Park. It is about, 8:35, and I'm going through the yearbooks I just picked up from Glengarry Elementary. I did happen to find my uncle name listed on one of the field days, and the guy was killing it in relays. Okay, so now I see where, you know, our sprint game comes from, and our fast pace, because he killed it. Second and first place and everything. And it was really cool to see one of my uncles tearing them up on the field, you know, in the relay races and everything for their field day. So now I generally understand why we're so competitive and athletic in this family, and where we possibly get our speed from. We come from a long lineage of runners, I guess, and that's really cool to see time and track history, and like see, you know, an uncle listed at such a young age. And you know, this guy's a grown man with plenty of kids, and that was him in the second grade. So it's really cool to see. But he is about 2 to 4 years older than her, I believe. 2 to 4 years older. So he was listed in one of the later books in the second grade. So my mom, unfortunately, is not in any of these yearbooks. And so I actually need to go back and, unfortunately, ask them for some later years to try to find her. This was a bust, but it was encouraging in the fact that it led me to knowing what year I need to start at, because of her brother being listed in these. So we just got to back up, reassess, get some more, and hopefully we can do all of this before Christmas. I'll keep you guys posted. I'm actually recording this on day 13 of Vlogmas, I believe. Yeah, day 13 of Vlogmas, and so it's crunch time. It is crunch time. All right, well, there's that. I'm not giving up just yet. I have a few other things in the making, and hopefully something turns up for the later years. We have the one from her in the 8th grade, I believe is what I told you guys. So hopefully we can find something way younger. So these are the stack of yearbooks I had to go through. It was really cool seeing how they documented time back then and events. So this was definitely in the era before everybody got their solo photos, which was interesting to see. It was just basically class pictures and not really close-ups or anything where you can make folks out. So that was pretty cool to watch how time has changed and how we record things. I should mention it's about 40 degrees out here right now. But this is the only space that I have to myself. It's when I leave the house. So I had to just, you know, pop the trunk, spend some time going through each one of those yearbooks. Here's to my second attempt at trying to get these yearbooks. I just picked up 2 more. So hopefully these are the ones. It's actually got a later date, so my mom should be in these. And yeah, so we're gonna head to the park after I go and pick up this this order, and we're gonna go through these so I can get these back to them tomorrow. Wish me luck, guys. This is the last of the last in terms of elementary. If we don't find it in here, I won't find it. So we're crossing our fingers. Y'all, so I'm going through the photo book, and it is hilarious to see this version of a computer in 1981 that the school had in its yearbook. This is so interesting. All right, so that was a bust. Nothing was in it. I truly appreciate Glengarry for helping me out. This is my second visit to them, and so the librarian just pulling these for me is just amazing and awesome, and I'm really appreciative of it. I didn't find any photos of my mom in those two. Only one of them would I have found her in, and that was the one that was 1983. So it's so weird seeing how in time things have changed and how we take photos of children now in yearbooks, where everyone has an actual photo versus class photos. And then, you know, obviously the photos weren't the best in terms of quality back then because of the way we shot things. And so it's interesting to see how much has evolved in time, and then reading some of the newspaper clippings that they chose to scrapbook and put in a yearbook. It's really cool to see what was going on back then, and actually finding that image of the computer, and knowing that Glengarry actually purchased one in that 83 year is just awesome. They were really ahead of themselves in encouraging their children to learn how to use computers. And it mentioned like future jobs will depend on it, and here we are in 2021, can't do anything without technology and computers and all of that. And it has evolved to so much more than this compact sturdy built computer that you had to purchase and, you know, apply for and qualify for. Now everyone can pretty much go and purchase some version of that in a mobile way. And so it's very interesting. I learned so much just going through them. This experience alone has been great. It's definitely a great starter to my bigger project with my genealogy tracking and that type of thing coming the new year. So if y'all are enjoying this, definitely give this a thumbs up. Comment your favorite part of this vlog. I know this is one that's been building over time, and hopefully I'm able to locate a baby photo of her, or one of at a younger age from Cameron Middle School. So I've reached out to their alumni, and I've also been to the library. I may circle back to see if they have like some 80s Glengarry yearbooks again, and see if maybe she's in those again, just to double check. Never hurts, right? And then I have the Tennessee Archives working on finding some things on her too. So hopefully I'm able to fill this photo album up with memories of her childhood and images of herself so that she can have that. And it's been a process. It's 9/11. Wow, maybe I should have waited until that changed one more moment. But yeah, and it's Tuesday night. I got off of work, headed over to Glengarry again to pick up the yearbooks, and then I will return these bright and early in the morning, and I will come down to the archives, check with them. I'll give them a call first, but then I want to go through some of the microfilms, so I'm going to try to do that tomorrow as well, because from my understanding, like, photos are typically on those microfilms. And hopefully I can kind of get them on board with speeding up just a little bit, because next week is Christmas and I'd like to have this done at least before the weekend or midweek. So if they see my face, hopefully they'll know I'm very serious, and I've shot the emails. And then I'm going to reach back out to Cameron Middle School and see their alumni and see if I can get anything there. So it's awesome doing this. I mean, it's a process, but I think it's coming together well. We've been able to locate one photo of her at Cameron, and so I'm very happy about that. And I know she's going to flip when she see her teacher. She talks about this teacher all the time, and other classmates, and even some relatives I've been able to locate at different ages in their lives. So it's been cool, and I think this is going to come together well. Okay, I'm ranting, so let me just go ahead and get off of here, head back to the house, get something to eat. See y'all. All right, y'all, day 22. I know it's been a minute. Y'all probably like, what the crap happened? Like, it's been several days and it was supposed to be a daily upload. And you know what's interesting is I did see where vlogmas is done on a weekly and like infrequent basis, but for whatever reason I chose to challenge myself in making a video every day, and for the most part I've done that. There has been like 2 or 3 days where I didn't record anything, I won't lie to you, but majority of these days I have. All the rest of them I've made some video, I just didn't post it. And part of that again is because it would reveal too much to my viewers that I know will watch this before Christmas, so I couldn't. But just know today we're finalizing the plans with what I told y'all about already in a video I've recorded that hasn't gotten released. And hopefully I can get all of this done and finalized, edit that footage. I've slowly been editing it, but complete it today. So come Christmas time when I upload it on here, it's ready and I won't have anything to worry about. Yeah, I found some pretty interesting things and I can't wait to share that. So I am off today. I do have a couple of places I need to get to. I may bring y'all along in that. It is 9:49. I have a phone call right before this, an interview. Cross your fingers that it goes well. It's a phone interview for something that I'd love to do next year if possible. So yeah, we'll get to it. I'll check in with y'all in a little bit, all right? So part of day 22 is spending time cutting out these photos that I had printed so I can put them inside of the photo album that I purchased with the date and the names of the people. And I just love this because, like I said, it's something that's been bothering my mom for quite some time now about not being able to trace history, show us, you know, classmates and friends that she hung with growing up at those ages, like seeing her in those types of environments like classes and just even a baby picture of her she hasn't been able to produce. And so being able to go through all of these yearbooks, searching archives, calling schools, working with schools to, you know, get their help in tracking down these yearbooks and any other scrapbooks they have, going through all of those for potentially finding one photo of her and classmates and friends that she grew up with, playmates, even people that she know to date, you know, and are still quite cool with. I'm putting them in this album book. It's really just a project of creating history for her because she hasn't been able to do that. The only thing that I'm attempting now, and based off of what Archive has expressed to me that I may run into an issue getting access to it, is the baby photo. I do know where my mom was born, and so I've been trying to contact them about potentially getting a photo of her at that age. And I'm not quite sure how well that will go, simply because I will need to get her permission. That's a strong possibility I will need her permission to do that. And so I just I'm going to fold this photo a little just so I don't have to cut off how nice her hair is in this. So yeah, that's the only thing. I'm a little disappointed that I wasn't able to get that photo, because I know that that would have been like the icing on the cake in a sense, because my mom doesn't have any baby photos of herself. But I've tried to go as young as I possibly can. Glengarry didn't have any for the year that I really needed in order to get her one where she was in elementary school. And so I am kind of circling back to the library today to revisit some of the yearbooks that they have, glance over them once more, make sure I'm not missing over her in a photo, and then I'll call it. This is the most time-consuming piece. So, and also I have to go to the library potentially to print off some more labels to stick on these actual photos. So that's the thing too. So we're walking it down. Some of these photos I'm probably going to have to kind of do a fold here, like fold it, and then she can pull it out and open it up, because they're a lot wider than the photo book that I have. And so I am just folding things down, getting them in place, making sure the year on them are marked. And that is what I'm doing. I have a few more photos here, actually 4 more to put in here, and then I can call it. All right, so it just came together really well. Over half of this photo album is full now of photos, and that's front and back, so I literally have the right amount that I need. And if I should find maybe 3 or 4, it'll complete this album. So this was spot on. I'm very happy that it's came together the way that it has. So the last thing I'll say is I will have maybe 4 slots available in this photo album if I'm unable to secure the remaining photos I'm trying to get. And what I plan to do is put the genealogy information that I found on our family in there, like print her off a copy. Sorry, I was looking at myself instead of y'all. Print her off a copy of what I found about, you know, her grandparents, but my great grandparents, and see if I can just fold that and put it in the slots here in the photo album, so that she'll have a copy of it. I'm talking death certificates, census records, also funeral programs. So I've actually found some obituaries and the actual funeral home notes, and a note that the family made about my great grandmother. And so I can like print that off, and it actually tells like where her funeral was held, where she's buried. I'm actually going to locate that today, so that on Christmas, sorry, I got a phone call. So I'm going to locate that today, so that on Christmas we have the option of potentially going around to some of these places. I've actually located where someone who witnessed my great grandmother's death once lived, which is very close and nearby, and so I'll be able to really track history on Christmas Day if they're down to go around with us, and potentially visit my great grandmother, her grandmother's burial site, as we've always wondered where she was buried. We know that they lived in Lincoln County, but I actually found out she's buried here in Nashville, so that was surprising. I also know where my great grandfather, but her grandfather is buried as well. And so it's a matter of piecing all this together and getting us a roadmap. So I'm thinking I may make an actual roadmap should we decide to go around to some of the places and kind of take them through the city, through history. That's the grand finale here. I hope that it works. I'll definitely bring y'all along in this. But yeah, take this time now to comment down below what you think of this plan. If you think it's gonna be a bust, or you know, if you think that it'll be well received. And also I'd like to know what you guys are gifting your loved ones this season, how you're spending it with them, and you know, if you're spending it alone and it's been a difficult season, hey, I understand. I'm with you, and that's okay too. You know, everything doesn't have to be on the up and up, so don't feel pressured to respond jovially. It's not going to change anything for me or anyone else by you sharing your truth. It may in fact help someone at the very least. So yeah, comment down below, yo, what has your experience been like this holiday season, and what you're gifting people. As y'all can see, I got some time. I gotta do this here. So I won't be quite done yet, okay? We're making progress though. Like I said, like 60 to 65% of this is done. So I am extremely excited to present this, and I just feel like this is great. My mom is much like me in that history means a lot to her. Knowing who you are, where you're from, what you're connected to. Like, I am obsessed with that. I've been obsessed with that my entire life. And I do believe it comes from my mom and her natural curiosity for, you know, what you're made of. And we are made of strength. Being a gardener, I'll share this with y'all before I move on, because this is too long actually. But being a gardener, I can say that it was great finding that, you know, my great grandfather died a farmer. You know, he lived as a farmer, he died as a farmer. That was his occupation through and through. And so I just I don't know, I really connected to that. It brought me to tears because I had no way of really finding this lifestyle. It found me being a grower myself, and I always I get teary-eyed about like me not being able to ask my grandmother things, because I knew she grew up on a farm and was a country girl out of Fayetteville, Tennessee. But then to see like my grandfather lived and died as a farmer, it's like, man, I can't ask him anything either. But we're rich in this agriculture game, and it may be why it comes easy to me. You know, I know you can't inherit acquired traits, but I do think that our level of understanding is inherently connected through genealogy. The, you know, smartness, you know, can be a gene. And so I think the way in which you process things, let me address that a bit. The way in which you process things and how information connects is all gene related. And so I think that's very interesting that we have that in common, but it is so exciting. Let's do this, guys. I'm very excited. A big portion of this is already done, so I can I think also, let me see if this comes out at all. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to replace this and put like something memorable instead of just photo album. So yeah, I don't know, I have to think of something, but I'll show y'all the final look of everything once I get it sorted out. All right, let's go.